Hi, this is John, and I'm here with another video. I like to talk about when you're buying a used car, and pretty much any used car, even a car that's off lease, and especially a car that was used as a rental car, because rental cars, you can get really good deals on them depending on the mileage. And an off lease car, you can get good deals on them if they don't have certification. Pretty much what certification is, when you're buying a used vehicle from a dealer, is a warranty. So what the manufacturer is doing is they're taking that lease return and adding a warranty to it to entice people to say that, you know, you're going to be safe driving this car, you're not going to have any problems, we're going to take care of all the problems. Which in my opinion is not worth the extra money, because technically today all cars can hit 100,000 miles with no problem. So any cars that have like 100,000 mile warranty, all these expensive warranties are really not worth it unless you're driving a really expensive car like a Bentley or a Rolls Royce or expensive Mercedes like an S-Class. You know, those parts in those cars can be really, really expensive. But if you buy like a less expensive car, like even a Lexus or a Cadillac, those cars technically won't have major problems right away. You know, they might not even ever have problems. I mean, I know people that have Cadillacs with 200,000 miles on them. I know people who had Fords with over 200,000 miles on them, and the cars look beautiful. Same with all manufacturers, Toyotas, Subarus. As long as the person takes care of their car, the car's gonna run. You know, you're not gonna have problems unless there's, you know, cars that are just lemons. When you buy a used car, no matter what you buy, even if you buy like an off lease, or you buy a used car from somebody, or you buy any used car with any mileage on it, you know, 10,000 miles, or if it's 2 years old, 3 years old, there's one thing that you have to change regardless of whatever anybody tells you, and that's your antifreeze. Because your antifreeze is more important than oil. Cars can go with the worst oil for 10,000 miles. I mean, you could drive with no oil, you know, with a quart of oil in your car's gonna still run. But when you don't have antifreeze in your car, what's gonna happen is you're gonna overheat. And there's nothing you can do about it. You're gonna break your engine, you're gonna overheat, and you're gonna have a bad day because your car's gonna break down. And you're not gonna be able to do anything about it. And having a car with no antifreeze is gonna cost you more money to repair because you're gonna blow a head gasket. You know, versus like a car, if you didn't have a lot of oil in it, you're gonna be able to drive it. You know, oil is critical in a car for keeping it clean, for lubrication, but a car can drive on 2 quarts of oil. And some cars take a lot of oil, like my car, the Subaru, this 2012 Subaru takes about 7 quarts of oil in a 6-cylinder engine, which is great. All cars should have big oil pans. And that's one of the reasons why Volkswagen, when they came out with their front-wheel drive 1.8 liter turbos in the Passats, in the Jettas, they had problems with their turbos burning up and creating sludge because they only had 3 quarts of oil in a 4-cylinder car trying to cool it, and it just didn't work. But if it didn't have the turbo, that 1.8 liter engine, it might have got away with 3 quarts of oil, but that turbo just demands a lot of oil and a lot of cooling. So that's another video. I'm gonna make a video on turbos and how to, you know, make them prolong its life in a turbo, because a lot of people with these new turbo cars are going to have turbo failure because of their own cause, not because of the manufacturers, because they don't know how to drive their cars. But I'm going to do a video about that. Like, why is antifreeze so important? One, antifreeze cools your car, and antifreeze prevents your car from overheating. So as long as your car doesn't overheat and stays cool, car's gonna run. You have no problems. Secondly, some antifreeze can even cool your transmission. So keeping your tranny cool, even having a transmission cooler, whether you need it or not, I don't have one, is good, because you know you're just helping your car stay cool. So the cooler the car is, the better the car runs. Even though it needs to run at an operating temperature, but it can't run above that. Now, there's two types of antifreeze today. There's the water-based antifreeze, which is the killer of cars. Water-based antifreeze. This is what this video is about. And then there's a waterless antifreeze that doesn't have water, and you will never overheat. So waterless antifreeze is the optimum antifreeze you can put in your car, because it doesn't have water in it. So what kills a car? It's water. Water is what causes corrosion in your engine. Water is what causes your gaskets, your valves, everything to expand, overheat, and in time, everything leaks because of water. Even your valve gaskets. So when the engine gets so hot, even the little bit of liquid that's in the oil starts to steam up and swells your gaskets in your head, in your manifold covers. All the gaskets, the water wants to get out because it's creating steam and pressure that you blow a head gasket. And over time, the antifreeze, because of the water, will do that to your engine. But there's a way of avoiding that. And what is it? Is to change your antifreeze. Change your antifreeze once a year, minimum every 2 years. If you do a lot of driving, definitely change your antifreeze, because your antifreeze is under a lot of stress. You know, your antifreeze is trying to cool your car when you have your air conditioning on, is providing heat for you, you know, in the morning, especially like if you live in really cold weather, hot weather, and the antifreeze is going through so many extremes, through hot, cold, it takes a lot of, the antifreeze doesn't last forever. Even though the manufacturer wants to tell you, you know, buy my car because you don't have to do any maintenance for 100,000 miles. That's not true. You know, because if you're leasing the car, naturally, you don't care. You're just renting it. You're giving it back. But if you're going to buy that car, you should definitely change the antifreeze after at least once every 2 years or every 12 to 20,000 miles. And they have kits that you can actually check your antifreeze to see the level of water and corrosion inhibitors and all that stuff in the antifreeze to protect your car. So when you're buying a car, is to make sure that you have really good antifreeze in it, because that's what you want. You know, you want good antifreeze. And all you need to do is to go to a mechanic and have your antifreeze changed. It's so easy. You could do it yourself, but you don't want to pollute the environment. You know, you don't want to start spilling antifreeze in your driveway. You don't want to flush it down the sewer, because it's bad for the environment. I mean, they sell antifreeze that's not harmful to pets, and that's what you should use. You know, but like, they have different types of antifreeze. They have blue, they have orange, they have green, they have yellow. So you should definitely use the antifreeze that your manufacturer recommends. Best way to change your antifreeze is to go to a shop that has a machine that circulates your antifreeze to keep your engine cool. So that's what you want. So you bring it to these shops, they charge like $90. And if they don't have the antifreeze that you know you need, like my Subaru Outback takes blue. So when I first got my car, the first thing I did, because my car when I got it had 97,000 miles on it. So the first thing I did is I went to a local shop and I says, I want to change my antifreeze and change the oil. So the guy in the shop was smart enough to say, well, you need blue. That's what Subaru recommends. And they went to Subaru right across the street. There was a dealership and they delivered the blue. I paid a little extra, but it was worth it. So I know now my antifreeze is good, and my car, you're gonna feel the difference when you change your antifreeze, because all that lubricant, there's lubricant in the antifreeze, there's rust inhibitors, all kinds of stuff to keep your car healthy. So when you don't change that antifreeze, what happens is the antifreeze breaks down and turns to water, eventually turning to just the water. So on a hot day, your car's gonna overheat and blow a head gasket and destroy your engine pretty much. You know, that's one of the main reasons why, you know, people you see them on the side of the road with steamy engines, because there's nothing but water in there. So the heat that the engine is producing is boiling the antifreeze, or the water that you think is antifreeze, but it's really rusty old water, because that's what happens. As the water is in there, it starts to rust everything out in your engine, especially if you have an iron engine, and all that turns like gooky, mucky, brownish, ugly looking color, and you're gonna wreck your engine. But if you go and you flush the engine, get all that old water out, all that old antifreeze out, and get all that out, you're gonna see the difference in performance of your car, because your car's gonna run at a perfect optimum operating temperature. Not only that, good antifreeze is not gonna destroy your thermostat. You know, it's all that rust is not gonna go in your heater core, clogging it. You know, that's what causes all these failures in cars is improper maintenance. And the number one maintenance that people should really consider is making sure they have clean antifreeze in their car. It's all antifreeze because you need to change your antifreeze, because antifreeze is mixed with water, and water is a corrosive, and eventually the water and the circulation through your engine, the antifreeze will break down. It will lose its properties. That's why if you want to have something that doesn't need any kind of antifreeze maintenance, you get an antifreeze or a coolant that is waterless, and it's out in the market, and it costs almost the same as buying a gallon of antifreeze. You know, it's $40, but you buy it once and you never have to change it, and your car will never ever overheat or freeze, because cars do freeze if you only have, you know, if your antifreeze is so worn out and it's just simply water, you know, your car's gonna freeze up, and that's not good, because what's gonna happen is your car's gonna freeze up and your car's not gonna run good. You're gonna destroy your car. Even a new car, you know, you can get a car with 50,000 miles. If that antifreeze breaks down to a certain point, your car's gonna have a bad day and you're gonna overheat and you're gonna get a lot of steam. But let's check out this is John. Again, you know, I'm gonna do a 360 just to check out the scenery that I'm in. It's really nice. There's my Subaru. This is a beautiful place. Nice water. It's low tide right now. Probably a good place to come striper fishing. But this is John. I want to thank you for watching the video. Check out some of my other videos. I think they're pretty interesting. And please like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think. You know, if you have any questions, you know, if I can answer them, I'll definitely help you out, or I'll find a source for you. Peace out.